Rayjaholiq Games.
Hello viewers, Rayjaholiq here and welcome to Factorio. It's a fun little mining construction factory game by Woob Software, who first released this in 2012 and are looking to make an official release this year, 2017. It's fairly basic. The idea is to build yourself a factory, mining materials, researching and developing new technologies with the eventual goal of building a rocket ship and satellite to launch into space. On the main menu here, you can see that there's a few different options. There are mods available. You can edit the maps, but today we're just going to hit the play. As you can see, again, a few different options. There is multiplayer, so you can start a server and get it all running up and going. The campaign mode isn't so much of a campaign as it is a tutorial mode, but what we're going to do is start ourselves a new game. So it's very complicated in terms of your map generating. I'm not going to change much here because it all seems quite basic once you get into it, but obviously if you want to tone up and change up little things here and there, you can, but we're going to leave everything stock standard and generate ourselves a new world. Okay, and the first thing you'll notice is it gives you a tips and tricks screen. We don't need to see this all the time, but it does give you a few handy little tips about construction and just all the little things that they've included in this game. But let's just go from here. I'll explain this stuff as we go. So as you can see, yes, your task is to launch a rocket into space. Do this by constructing a rocket silo, blah 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 blah. You can start small, work your way up with automation. Don't forget to protect yourself from the natives. Alright, so we've spawned ourselves in this little pocket here, and as you can see, we've got a heavy deposit of rock available, heavy deposit of iron, and it doesn't appear to be a whole lot of copper. We've got a little bit of copper over here, but that should last long enough for us before we start expanding. If we go have a look at the main map using M, we can see that this is our immediate surroundings. We can see a few different patches. We've got coal over here. It's a massive patch of copper over here, and this funny purple stuff down here are oil deposits, which we can't access yet because we haven't researched the technologies, but we will get there in coming episodes. So we'll just skip out of there. Now the basic idea is we need to get our resources up and going. We start off with a stone furnace and a burner mining drill, and these are pretty much just coal-powered machines until we can start researching and developing electricity and electricity-powered objects. Our main priority to start is coal, and we've got this heavy deposit up here. So what we're going to do, put one of these mining drills down. You can use the R button to rotate and find yourself a spot, and the arrow will be pointing in the direction of where it will be spitting out stuff. So we'll plant this down here. Now it's come up with this error message to say it's out of fuel. Obviously we haven't put any fuel in it, and we can't put any fuel in it yet. Alright, now we've got a bit of that, we can plant this furnace down. Now coal is used to power the furnace and smelt iron and copper and eventually steel, but we'll get to that. But firstly, we'll just plop this down here and fill this up with some coal, and it will start processing and mining more coal, which will spit out into this stone furnace. Now while we're doing that, we'll grab some iron. Where'd the iron go? Over here. Grab some iron from the iron deposit. And then we will chop ourselves some wood. Okay. As you can see as well, there's a day-night cycle, so as it gets darker it becomes increasingly more difficult to see, but you've got a flashlight and it tells you which way your character is pointing, so you can see where stuff is. So our little process factory here is working nicely to fill this up with coal. and we're going to chuck some iron ore in here. Beautiful. So to smelt all the materials I need, I'm going to need to construct some of these stone furnaces. And that requires a bit of stone. I'm not given any stone to start with, so we'll just mine some stone here. Okay, and that's enough to build our first stone furnace. We'll do a little bit more rock mining. And this one we will put... This one we will put over here with the iron. Alright, so our furnace is ready, but we need to fuel them. We also need to start mining, and we're going to need more of these burn and mining drills. So that requires stone furnaces, iron plates and iron gear wheels, so we're going to need again some iron and some stone to build more furnaces, etc, etc. Dig up some iron. Dig, 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 dig. This might take a little while, so I will continue to mine and construct, and I'll come back when I have the basic setup going. Okay, so I've done a little bit of boring work, constructing furnaces and mining drills, and I've placed little placements ready for iron over there, rock and copper. Now, I realised earlier that the furnace had no place over here with the coal, so that's why I moved it, which you can do by holding right click on something, and that'll remove it. It costs a little bit of your mining axe there, but it's easy to remove stuff and replace it, so you're not always destroying things and then not being able to regain the resources. So what we need to do here is automate a system to be able to fuel these furnaces, so I don't need to constantly be mining this coal and coming back and forth and back and forth. So I've done some renovating, and now I'm looking at a shitload of coal. I've doubled my coal output here with 2 drills, and it made that efficient so they're all self-feeding. I've got my arms going over here to be able to fill the stone and the iron facility, and also the copper facility down here. And that is pretty much the basics. So with that, I will leave you until next episode, where I will be harnessing the power of steam to start making electricity, and then I can further speed up the production system once more. But until then, this is Rayjaholiq signing off. Have fun, guys.